Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today I'll be walking you through how to replace your old and worn Bose QuietComfort earpads with some brand new ones, and it's super simple. So let's jump in and get started. So I just recently had to replace my 4-year-old earpads that are on my QuietComfort 35s, and I managed to pick up a very cheap and alternative earpad replacement from Amazon. So let's jump in and take a look at the cheap replacements that I bought and also how to fit them. So I've got my Bose QuietComfort 35s here. I've had these for about 4 years now. They're my regular staple for working because of their noise cancellation. They sound fantastic, can't fault them. But one thing I have encountered is that these earpads have now started to degrade. They're now coming out on my ears. So I wanted to replace these. I knew how easy it is to replace these. If there's nothing wrong with the actual headset itself, then you can easily just replace these earpads with new ones. Quite relatively cheap. You can go all the way up to sort of like $50 or just slightly less than $50 with shipping if you were to get the Bose ones themselves. But what I thought is to go fully cheap. I thought about AliExpress. You can get them for like nearly £4 shipped to the UK. I didn't want to wait nearly a month for them to arrive, seeing that these are now starting to wear away and starting to create black flakes on my ears when I take them off. I ordered a pair from Amazon that were £12, and you can check out my link in the description below. Basically you get, I wanted the same color. I did want to get some more fancy colors, but the only ones that do that, you have to order them from America. So these are memory foam. They feel a little bit more rigid than these, but they're very, very close. I'll take these off in a minute. We can compare the widths, but I just wanted to show you these. So you get the pads and with the memory foam inside, and you also get this little kit which tells you the instructions. You get a prying tool. It's quite a standard prying tool for opening up items. You get the inside cloth pads. I've gone for the blue just to add a little bit of color. So you get the left and right ear covers there. We'll be applying those, and basically a color manual that tells you the process of installing them. But we're going to go over the installation process. But first of all, let's remove these from the actual headset. So they basically tell you you can either, I thought before I looked at YouTube for some videos, this little rubber piece here, so you can catch it in the light, it sticks out. This looks like a flap that you can just peel off, and it takes the whole earpad with you. But unfortunately, that is nothing to do with these earpads. All you need to do is actually grab the edges and literally it will pull off. If it's very tough, you might want to sort of grab both and pull off at the same time. But I actually have removed this one already, so this is going to be a lot easier. So let's just try this one. Just have to tug, because basically I'll show you in a second. So that's off. So you've got these little pins on the inside. That is basically what this padded material goes underneath. It goes underneath the actual pin, and that's why they give you this little tool here to wedge it into. So let's finish off removing all these covers. So this is just stuck on pretty much, and the replacements have got 2 little 3M stickers on either side. So I'm expecting it's going to be the same thing again. So you will be pulling off the glue. So there's like a bit of a glue there. So we're going to take that off. Unfortunately, it leaves that on there, and I'll give you a tip on how to probably get rid of that in a second. So that one comes off a bit cleaner. Let's go for the left one. You can pick at this glue and it might come off in one piece. So that's a bit cleaner there. And let's try and do a clean removal here. And then that's the glue. So they just basically glued these on here. That's the tabs. Let's just try and use the prying tool to scrape this off. You can use a credit card. What I've done in the past to get rid of this little residue, we've got a pair of cotton buds here. We just need one for now. And then also you need some WD-40. We're not going to be oiling any parts, but the compound in this really helps with removing glue on surfaces, I found. So you've got to be really careful not to get this over anything because it stinks. I'm going to spray it off the camera onto the cotton bud. You only have to do a light press, but I still managed to make a mess. And with the cotton bud and with the WD-40 on it, just rub it on. And basically let that do its thing. It's going to sit in there and it's going to break down all that glue. If you've got it anywhere else, I probably wouldn't recommend, because this is they've got a bit of glue on that side, so I wouldn't even touch that. I would just touch this bit. You don't technically have to do this. So that's with I've rubbed this on the top. And you can add a little pressure and it will start to break down this glue. Right, so now you can basically start to move this a bit. It's a bit too tough for cotton bud, so I'm going to go in with either a credit card or a squeegee just to get rid of this excess. You can see it's now starting to come off really quite easily once that WD-40 has worked at that rubber material. I'm not sure if alcohol solution will do the same job. I think nail varnish remover will help as well. That does the job, but you just want to make sure that you don't rub the plastic off too much. So I'm going to get a clean swab now, just wipe up that excess. I'm going to go at this now and rub this off. Again, this is quite tough, but the glue is now coming off. So that's the glue that's now removed from the sides here. And now we can apply the stickers back on. Now that it's all dry. We've got the left and right here. You can actually see the actual the letters L and R. So you've got L there, and then you've got R on the top there. Just to make sure that you're putting them on the right ears, because that will be embarrassing if you put them on the right side. So L is on the left-hand side. Then we've got like a little sticker there. So that's going to, it's going to go on that side, and then we're going to peel it onto the top here. So it's a nice fit. I'm going to pull these little tabs off to reveal the sticky. And the material, I would say this is probably a bit thicker than this one. This feels quite thin, the two together. And you've got some deadening material around the edges, which is very similar. I'll compare the other ones in a minute. So let's just get this left one stuck on. So I'm going to bury that in the center there, push on the pad, let that come over, and then just push that on the right hand side. So they're not going to go anywhere. That's the left one done. Let's just compare the two L&Rs. So I'd say the material is pretty much the same. This is obviously cupped, which this one doesn't, which means you get more material here than you do with this one. So there's that thing to think about. The material is definitely more silky on this side than it is on here, but this has obviously had about nearly 4 years worth of ears on it and so on. So I don't know if that's because it's a little bit more got a waxy feel to it, but it's definitely more dense in the material than here. So the quality of these aren't as good, but obviously I've spent about a third the price. But we'll see when we put them on. It's more aesthetic, just to stop the inside from getting dusty and dirty, which obviously this is going to do. But obviously it's going to allow the sound to travel through. But I don't think the material is going to affect it too much, because if anything, it's going to be better because this is thinner. But let's see. Let's apply the right one. So we're going to take the stickers off. I'm going to bury the right side in. A bit less of a fit there. So that's now the left and right covers reattached. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to be that flappy. They've only got 2 stuck-on points on the inside here above the cable, and on the plastic ridge here. That's the only areas where they actually are attached. So that's done. Won't be needing those. Got to take them away. Let's just have a quick look at the pads. So you can tell that the original is this is the original. It's a little bit more. The feel is definitely the same. It feels pretty much identical. So that's good. The padding feels a bit more firmer, and they do say that the replacement ones, even the cheap ones, are good quality memory foam that makes them sound a bit better, maybe more comfortable. But if you like the squeeginess of the original Bose, you're not going to get the same level of squeeginess, to give it its technical term. You can see the density of the foam on the Bose compared to the foam density of the replacement, the cheap replacement. So I'll go with that. I like the firmness, but the squidginess might help with the sound deadening. But I'll put them on and see what the differences are going to be like, and we'll go from there. But first of all, let's get these attached. So there's no L&R versions of these. They're pretty much the same. You can see they've got a very similar elliptical shape. There's very little differences here. You can see some stitching on the original here on the side. You don't really see it here. It's got a bit more flatter stitching, or maybe gluing in the middle. So we're going to just choose any old one, and to apply them, it's pretty straightforward. Right, so you can either choose to use the tool to sort of lever the material underneath the pin, or you can use your fingers. So originally, when I did put this one back on to make sure that I knew what I was doing, you were sort of you start from the top and work your way around. There's no ridges, obviously, because it's new. So what I do is peel that back at the very, very top so you can actually see this edge, and just wedge it under the first pin. Make sure you line it up right first. Bring it underneath and get it underneath that first pin. And then just note how many you've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 clicks or pins to get them underneath. And unfortunately, they're not all the same distance apart. So we'll just start with number 1. Get that underneath there. Number 2 is going to be easy because we can rotate it and just move it underneath. Number 3 is just underneath. And then we've got number 4, which is down underneath here. Again, we can just slide that underneath because we're on the right hand side. Number 5 underneath. And now it gets to be a bit more tricky. So I'm sort of like levering it, pulling it out and then bringing it underneath, because it is quite rigid. So the next ones, I'm not really sure where they are. So I'm going to be, so 1 there, 1 and 2. So I'm going to use the tool now and get this underneath. So let's see if we can hear a click. There you go, there's a click. I'm going to bring this round, there's one here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, I think we're done. So that is the right one done, all underneath the pins. That's not coming off anywhere. Can hold on to it. It's not coming off. So that's good. It's a bit of a gap here. There definitely feels a lot thicker. The radius feels a lot bigger than the actual fit. So you do see some sort of buckling, but you can wiggle it around and actually get it in there. And I think it looks good. So let's go with the second one. Get the ridges in. Right, this bit is a bit harder. It's like doing a bike tyre. Once you get to the end, it gets a bit more tricky. Okay, I think we're in there. So that's the left one sorted. Again, shouldn't be able to pull these off without too much effort. Obviously, if you pull them, it will come off. But that's that. That's the new ones fitted. And I think that looks much nicer with the colour accent in the middle. Some people do like a camo and a geometric shape ones I really wanted to check out. They also do blue, which I don't think really works that well, as well as brown, grey and silver and white. So it really depends on what QuietComforts you've got, if you've got the silver pair or if you've got the white pair. And we won't be needing these anymore. So unfortunately, there's no sort of recycle program, but I'll look into seeing how we can recycle these rather than throw them on landfill. All right, so that's the installation process of these foam replacements from Amazon for about £12. Check out the links in the description below, and you can actually buy them for yourself if you're going through the same problem with these foam pads degrading. So I'm going to switch these on now and just check out a bit of music and see how it feels. Right, so the verdict, very, very good. The ear pads themselves, they really do a nice way of cushioning the lower part of your ear, and I didn't really get that with the other foam pads, probably because of the denser foam. So even though this film inside is thinner and the foam pads are more squidgy on the original, I find that I kind of like this slightly firmer padding, and I think maybe it's got softer over age, so these will get softer over age as well and mimic the ones that they've replaced. But other than that, I think they are a winner, and for the price I paid over the ones you can get from Bose themselves, I honestly don't think you need to pay any more. This does the job, and they look great as well. All right, I hope you found this video guide helpful. If it has, please leave us a like down below. And if you would like to purchase the same ear pads for your own Bose QuietComforts, you can check out my links in the description below to learn more and to buy yourself a pair. You can check out all my other tech reviews in this playlist here. Hit the subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.